A new creation or merely a planetary ascension? 0 point, potentiation, the old and the new Merkaba, new Earth. These are our main topics that we want to consider here, including the essential implications. I would like to begin with a short prologue here. I usually love to speak freely in all my videos without an outline or even pre-written text. However, my approach is different with these topics, as I don't want to overlook or neglect any aspect. Furthermore, English isn't my native language, which is why I feel more confident using this format. And finally, since exercising the freedom of speech meanwhile can be a bit risky in my country, especially at this platform, a written text gives me some more control over what I say and how I do it. Therefore, I will only present a small part of this essay by video and link the much longer one in the description box below. There you can continue to read. Please share this podcast with all people who you think might be open to this content. And feel free to comment on it. I will reply to every comment. My dear friends, now to the content. What lies ahead for us? Will it be merely a planetary ascension process or a transition into a completely new creation, the so-called new creation? The perspective of the latter is still not widely known. It is a matter close to my heart to make this perspective and all the relevant information about accessible to as many people as possible here, which is why it is presented step by step in multiple languages at my YouTube channel. The following compendium represents an attempt to summarize a cosmology and its overall vision, in which is tried to explore the question of where we come from. That means who we truly are in our essence, where we are going, and where we currently find ourselves, here and now. It also delves into the topics of the old and the new Merkaba, how the involution and evolution of consciousness and being are connected, and what the difference is between a mere planetary ascension process and the transmutation into a fundamentally new creation that encompasses the entire multiverse, a process into whose sphere or influence we already find ourselves. In addition, it addresses the question of an impending shift, when and how it might come, how this relates to our inner work and transformation, and how we can now master the time of transition. That means how we can master ourselves and what follows after the shift, as well as many other topics which are combined with all of that. What I'm describing is deeply inspired by Uwe Breuer, whose inner circle I have the pleasure of being part of for the past 3 years and probably for the foreseeable future, and it aligns with my own inner perception. From the origin to the completely new creation, from involution to evolution of our consciousness. How the 0 point reach since around March 2020, the resulting potentiation and the Merkaba of new creations are connected to the new Earth, which we have now begun to co-create together with Mother Gaia, the divine source, and the beings of love and light from higher dimensions at the end of days, or at least the end of our old perception of time. A cosmological perspective that has not yet been widely disseminated. The following descriptions provide a comprehensive and detailed presentation of a cosmological narrative which is deeply ingrained in us. And maybe it can help to remember. I'm publishing it here so that it may reach others who resonate with it as well, because they feel it to be true just as I do. The rational mind is capable of many things, but ultimately what is true and what is not can only be felt in the heart, can only be felt in the heart. It will soon make I will soon make this cosmological narrative available in some more other languages, step by step, both here on my website and on my YouTube channel. Our path traversed voluntarily and out of love from the highest spheres to the deepest realms of densification. As holistic and eternal angelic beings, as primordial light angels, who in the internal now originate from the immediate divine space, we are always the divinity itself, yet as individualized emanations, and with their own unique individual talents. However, most of us have forgotten this during our seemingly endless paths of incarnation, so duality, and often feel small, weak, and at the mercy of others, thus oscillating back and forth between the roles of victim, perpetrator, and savior, instead of simply returning to our true creative power, beyond all ego-driven efforts, guided only by our higher consciousness. After eons of involution, sorry, after eons of involution, a process we choose to undergo from our highest and original state of being beyond time, we have been moving toward evolution since around March 2020, when we apparently reached 0 point, the state of lowest possible frequency of early existence. This point, as we reached it, was also this point where Corona has been started here on Earth. This refers to the re-unfolding of our consciousness, which allows us to once again tangibly feel our true greatness, power, and strength, leading us to remember and recognize who we truly are, which in turn causes us to vibrate in an increasingly higher frequency as we accept and resolve inner issues. So it is not the case that we have emerged from the biological evolution of life. None of the true human beings originate from Earth. As supreme angelic beings, we have descended life after life via a kind of ladder of diverse and multidimensional star civilizations into the increasing densification of energy and our consciousness. Now I will end here to read and wish you an inspiring lecture, an inspiring read of the whole text, which is linked here below. Bye bye, and with love from Munich in Bavaria, Germany.